Seamless, all right there. Oh, honestly, again, it's like every stream starts with me telling you that I've literally just look, water dripping off my hands. I'm defrosting. Mum, I got to defrost my fridge. I ain't got no ice left. Just got the light on, got the water on, combed my hair, found my glasses. This won't be a long one. You'll be relieved to hear. I don't know, hour, maybe hour and a half. It's gone midnight here. Let me have some water. I have never eaten. I think it was about a 5-ounce steak. That's not massive, is it? But it's quite a lot of steak to have with nothing else. Nothing. I'll tell you, like a little bit of tomato ketchup. And all I kept thinking was, tomato ketchup, it's got to be red, like for blood. Because what do you have Tommy ketchup with? Bacon, dead animal, sausages. If you're being generous, it's dead animal. Steak. Not much else you really that traditionally goes with. You don't have egg and ketchup, do you? I mean, you do dip your egg in it if you've got a full English or something. But it's weird, isn't it? You'll only ever use the phrase full English to describe a breakfast now, not a nation. We will be ending today's broadcast with tech roaches. Why am I so low down? It's just what the world's done to me. My tendonitis is almost over. I will be back in the gym, which is just over there. Of course, this week, get some of that fucking... Ain't gone too far, though, has it? Look at that, ladies. Are you having a moist adventure? But I've missed it, you know. I've missed the peace of mind it gives you. I still meditate because you can meditate with tendonitis. It's called. Oh, come on, there's a pun there. I don't know whether it's tendinating or medititis. Oh, well done. They were great. It was just a question of them getting out. If anyone can do better, I think there's one there. But when you're lifting weights, it's that physical exertion. You know, for millions of years. Is Emma G in the chat, by the way? Oh, help us out, Paul. I had nothing else to go with it. If I had some, there you go, hot dog. It's virtually vegetarian, but I know what you mean. Look at that. Older Asbola. Just the man to end my night with. Opiate blocking injection. Whoa. Now, here's what I'm going to say. Well, thank you, Tricky. It's easy to be nice. They were better, though, but I am an old boy, so... And, hang on, hello, gay lords. It's brilliant, isn't it? Hello, Anglo, you bigots. Where were we? I want to talk to Asbola. So I have a weird angle on this, but let's start at the top of Dangerfield's pyramid of opiate use. It's like Maslow's pyramid, but hasn't been thought about before. I'm improvising it. Oh, that reminds me, I've got to show you that. Hang on, let me get that up. It's all about consistent. It's all about keeping the thread with my streams. I was writing my novel yesterday, and that's why this is going to be a quick one. That's why I haven't been streaming so much. And I do apologise, but I've been getting so much done on my novel, and I write best in the early hours. My most prolific and best writing happens between about 3:30 and about 6:30 in the morning. That's my free. If I was a full-time professional writer, please let it happen, God. Please, I'll take it at 55 years of age. I'll take it then. I'll do another 5 years of this work. Please let me be a full-time writer. I would work those hours. And you know, discipline, solid. I'd probably put another hour onto it. So I'd do 2:30 till 6:30. Let me just do the maths. Yeah, that's about right. 4 hours, isn't it? But I was writing away, and I was writing about Zig Sputnik. Remember Zig Sputnik's song, Love Missile F-111? And I had to give it a listen because I thought I was writing about it and I didn't really know, right, there's no reason, right? The book is just nonsense. Absolute nonsense. If anyone likes this book, they're going to go up in my estimations, I can assure you, because I'm not quite sure what it's for. But I thought, we'll just give the song a listen, watch the video. Oh, what a tune. Zig Zig Sputnik, Love Missile, F-111. And what is it? US bombs dropping overhead. Shoot it up, shoot it up. It's just beautiful. It's just this wonderful slither. It's like a septic slither of 1980s Britain. You know, it's I can remember watching Top of the Pops, and in those days you'd have like 7 tears are flowing to the river, 7 tears are flowing to the sea, and then after that it'd be like the Jam or something. If I never ever see you again, oh, bam, 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 and then all of a sudden they go, and then the number 4 this week is Zig Zig Sputnik, Love Missile F-111, and then you'd be sitting there with your mother and your father with your meat and 2 veg on your laps, and there'd be these blokes with fishnets over their faces and massive mohawks, and just the weird. That song, it is verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. There's sort of like a middle 8, not really, but if you were to pattern it, most songs go like this, don't they? Intro, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, build up, outro. Love Missile F-111 goes like this. It's pretty much the same all the way through, and beautiful for it. Of art, the sound of a donation is just, it's whoever gave me that donation, it's like you just put your tongue right into my ear and give my Amy Godala a little. I'm so sorry that I shared that with you. Not the image, but the tongue. No, I was about to do it again, and that would be twice as bad. If you double a triangle, though, I'll tell you why I'm talking about. There's something weird about doubling triangles. Hang on, what's his name? Oh God! Hang on, I'm coming back to you, Asbola. You don't get away from it that easy. Not round here, mate. We're going to get back to Dangerfield's triangle. Well, we have got back to Dangerfield's triangle, but I just want to get back to. Oh man, what did I do with it? What's it called, people? Tell me what the triangle I'm talking about is. There's loads of noobs in. Lovely to see you all. Everyone's welcome. It was my man RP. Nice to see you, RP. Thanks for that, lady. Your Juju dog. Oh, God, you made me say it as well. Dear Sunday Times, that was him. Choo doll. Vid was simply a masterpiece, bud. I appreciate you saying so, but she made it easy for me, didn't she? And so did they. But Ballantyne was remarkable, wasn't he? And there was two expressions that they needed their hands for. We had Ballantyne like swerve features. We don't do these things arbitrarily. Humans can't do things arbitrarily. We cannot make random decisions. You can't do it. Try and do it. Even if I said to you, come up with a random number, and you'll go 3, 4, 5. It ain't random. Things, your whole life has gone in. Your whole life and your present made that decision. I mean, look at that. I just asked for a random number, and of all the numbers in the world, 2, 3, 5. You can't do it. It's not random. It's by design. And James Caan at one point went like that. I mean, when you're looking at people's expressions, and he wanted to show a little bit of, I don't think it was sort of contempt as in, don't know about this, but he wanted to be a little bit of, and he done it with his finger. He actually went like that. It's not an accident. Look how much you have to do, right? So let's assume sitting upright in a chair in a dragon's den. You got to put your arm on the arm of the chair. You've got to lean forward. You've got to put your finger there. Then you've got to keep your head there while you do it. It's quite a lot of decision making. It's not accidental. It's not arbitrary. It usually is unconscious, in as much as you're not conscious that you're doing it, but you're still making decisions just on an unconscious level. But thank you, John. That's John. That's because I just see Manimu in the chat. Thank you, Raymond. It's very kind. Appreciate this is a call in. It's ridiculous, isn't it, Dennis? That's pretty much it. Oh, never did Pop will eat itself. I mean, I always thought Pop will eat itself. It was a good idea, badly executed. You know, okay, let's get loads of cultural references in and dine out on them. And there's nothing wrong with that, especially when your band's called Pop will eat itself. I think they what was the winner? Riffs, yeah, can you dig it? And they just went for it. They just told you all the things they liked. What was it? We dig TV, we dig remote control, we dig the Furry Freak Brothers and the Twilight Zone. We dig Marvel and DC and Renegade something and something else. Groovy. Riffs, yeah, which is from the Warriors, of course, which is fantastic. Anyway, hello, Sergeant Steele. Long time no see. The one under ain't been around for a while. Luke Shaw Music says, Dangerfield and Scrubs. Nice to catch a live one. It's been a while myself, mate. Hello, Daffyd. How are you, sir? Fuck me, 10 quid. 10 quid. 14 quid? When I was last there, 5 years ago, I'm sure I've never paid for one. It's nearly what I'm going for. Right, can anyone tell me what the name of the triangle is? Right, here we go. This will bring the geeks out. Is addiction a spiritual disorder? Well, that depends on your definition. We've got to get back to my man on the pill. On the injection, that depends, and I don't mean this to be glib or it depends on what you mean by spiritual and addiction. I think what we call addiction is a choice. I think we choose to use drugs, and the only way you can stop is by choosing not to. Now, however you do that, okay. Now, if by spiritual you mean your relationship with yourself and others, well, if you're happy taking drugs, if it's good for you, and it can be, loads people who've got diabetes take drugs, and if they don't, they die. So, is that a spiritual disorder? Is smoking cigarettes a spiritual disorder? Is having a couple of glasses of wine a spiritual disorder? It's like most things in life. It's having a choice. Now, going back to my man Asbola. Where is he? Here it is. See, the weird thing is, I've obviously had a few goes at different attempts. And the best detox I ever done was when I went out and got clean in a room in Thailand with Mahors. Because, well, it's a weird turnout, actually, and you'll find that in my novel, but I only learnt myself through writing the novel. When I used to take Subutex, it blocks the effect of the heroin. So you can, I think I was doing like 18 milligrams of subs at the time, daily. Now, 18 milligrams of Subutex will kill a classroom of small children. It's a fucking strong partial antagonist. Is it agonist? It's a very strong partial opioid agonist. So you're like, it's blocking the heroin. Yeah, but you're off your head. You're absolutely off your head. The money I used to get paid to take Subutex into prisons, they loved it in there because all the people that weren't addicts vartation has occurred. All the people in prison that weren't addicts, they'd put like 0.5 milligram of subbies under their tongue, have the best day of their life. I'm having a day off. Ta-da. Now that injection is going to, so I'm assuming, what is it, naltrexone or something like that? One of that group of drugs, isn't it? It will be. Now here's the thing. So it's going to stop your choice of opiate. I saw another message of you saying you didn't get on the gear or anything. So I'm guessing OxyContin or Tramis, or unlikely to be Tramis. It's very hard to. Who'd want to get addicted to Tramadol? So I'm assuming hydrocodone, OxyContin, or something. But here's the problem: if you're taking OxyContin or whatever, it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter because it medicates you. It makes you feel better because you don't feel good. You wake up and you feel in pain. You wake up and it's all too much, and there's too much noise, and there's too much struggle. So they can jack you up with whatever. Okay, next time you put $100 worth of OxyContin down your neck, it ain't doing anything. Okay. And this isn't me having a go at you. If you want to stop taking your tablets, it's probably a good thing to do. There is a problem, though. You wake up, and this will put a chill up your spine. And I've only got. I want to help you. I want to encourage you, because when you get into the level when you're having that sort of thing to stop taking a drug, you obviously want to stop taking it. It's obviously having very negative consequences in your life and relationships. And I know what those consequences are like, and it's brutal, absolutely brutal to just be stuck there. You know, in NA they say using against your will. Now I don't believe. While I don't believe that's possible, it certainly feels like that. It's you know, I've been crying my eyes out while I've been shooting up before. You know, just thinking, like, this is the last thing I want to do. I've just promised everyone. I've just walked out of rehab. You know, I managed to ponce up enough money. I walked into a rehab and I thought, if I can get £2 every week in here, when I come out in 10 weeks, I'll have 20 quid. I can go and get a couple of bags before I go home. And I've done it as well. Literally, like, lend us 20p, can you? All right, put that in a little kitty. Next day, it even come up in group. Chris keeps asking people for money for a cup of tea. I'm like, yeah, I'm skint. And it was just waved off. And I was like, fucking hell, that was a close one. Next day, got 30p. And I got the bag on the way home. And as I was walking home, and I just thought, well, there's no way you're not using this now. You've got it in your hand. And I thought it was just going to be a treat for getting clean. Even though every other time I'd had one hit, I'd be on it for years. Every single time. It'll be different this time. Just have I'm older. I'm a year older. So the problem is, you'll have that injection. It's going to stop your oxys working, but you're still not going to feel right in yourself. You're still going to wake up and feel that pain. You're still going to wake up and feel whatever it is that made you take the OxyContin, or whatever. Sorry. Well, I'll just say pills from now on. So can you see where I'm going with this? I'm not trying to be negative. I'm saying this to you so that you can look out for it. Because it ain't going to stop a glass of gin, is it? That injection's not going to block gin. It's not going to block Xanax. It's not going to block diazepam. Is it going to block crack? Is it going to block methamphetamine? Is it going to block amphetamines? Now, you might say to me, yeah, but I've never done any of them. Yeah, but you'd never previously had an opiate blocker injection, so you're in a different situation. So that's all I'd say. I'd say congratulations. You obviously want to make changes in your life, you know, and if nothing changes, nothing changes. You've got to get on that horse, which is a weird phrase to use when you're literally trying to get, well, not literally, figuratively trying to get off the horse. But you've got to make that change happen. But just watch out for the fact that the pain, the psychological, the donations, I'll deal with them all. Very, very kind of you all. I need a new pair of these, by the way. I'll tell you what happened to them. Shocking way of breaking them. Just shocking. You know, I don't want to say, oh, it's typical. That always happens to me. I mean, they still sort of work. Anyway, we'll get to that. But you're medicating emotional, dare I say, in relation to what the other fella are, spiritual pain. And there's plenty of other options than opioids and opiates. When I got clean, I started seeing 3 prostitutes a day. And I just thought it was normal. Now, obviously, I knew it wasn't, but it was normal for me. I do what I fucking want. I got loads of money. Well, I did then. If I want to see 3 prostitutes a day, I'll do it. But, you know, it was because I was still needing to distract myself from myself because I didn't like it. Didn't like who I was. So just watch out for that because it will be there. And there's nothing worse. You know, I remember on that subtext, I so badly needed to get that smack in me. And if I tried everything else, and it was just like, oh, you're a smackhead and you're smoking crack because you're full of Subutex, and it's actually working and blocking the heroin. And just, oh God, drinking supertenants for breakfast today. And all my family and friends, they were like, oh, you're doing so well, man. And I'd be like sitting in my room thinking, right, let's just work this out. I'm on 18 milligrams of Subutex, not because it's big pharma and because it comes in a box and because the pharmacist gives it to me. Supervised consumption. Oh, they have to look in your mouth while your mum's mates are in there. You're like, so I'm on 18 milligrams of a drug that would kill a group of 30 small kids easily. That's quite a strong drug to be on. I'm taking 3 2-ml bars of Xanax a day, and it would be more if I could afford them. That was back in the day. They were quite pricey. 3 or 4 cans of supertenants a day. I know that's not a lot when you're a drinker, but add it to the subbies, add it to the Xanax. You know, and I'm thinking, so I'm doing well, am I? Because I feel like shit. I feel like shit. I was losing weight. I was all drawn. I wasn't getting any work done. I wasn't getting out and seeing anyone. When I was on the gear, you didn't even know I had a drug problem. I was functioning fine. But suddenly, buy us a can of Tennants, can you? Yeah, no problem, man. You off that fucking shit? I'll be like, oh, yeah. How much sub is you on? 18 mil? No, you're doing well, man. Don't feel like it. It feels like a fucking mess. Right, anyway, this is only going to be a short one. Let me catch up on the old denunciates. Let me have a look over there in entropy and then I can catch up with them. Thank you, people. I'm skint a diddle. Right, let's go down. Goy Division says, you had a great time out on the opiates. Do you withdraw and stay away from mainstream doctors for fuck's sake? I'm kind of with you on that. I'm, yeah. You take your choices and then you decide to change it. There's no way of getting off heroin or any opiate without it hurting, and I think it should hurt. It's part of the game. It's like drinking. You get pissed, you're gonna have a hangover, and so you should. You can't have it all. You can't have it all. It's just with the gear, you have a big 3-month hangover. Anyway, good luck, mate, with ever what's happening. As Bowler says, I've been through main withdrawal countless times because I'm a mug that loves punishment. No, don't worry, mate. No, you ain't. All you are is a human whose particular mistakes are chemicals. Everyone in this chat and everyone in the world makes mistakes. Yours happen to be chemicals, so you're part of a nexus that involves international money laundering, crime, CIA, and a history of terrible government decisions. So it's a little bit more complicated, you junkie cunt. But all you've done is made some mistakes. So, cut yourself some slack. No way. The boy Hooper saw Zig Sputnik live. I wonder if we can get away with playing a little bit of it. I want to show you this other thing first. What's his name? Right, someone help me. Someone help me. Where's these other donations? I'm sure Chrissy dropped one. Hello, Woodlander. Hello, Billy. Hello, Dillich. Nice one, Dillich. Yeah, they're going down well. I'm getting loads of new subs off them. Hello, Ralph. Well, enough to keep my channel from staying where it is because YouTube don't help me. You might have noticed I monetized that last one, though, because when you monetize videos, YouTube tends to suggest them to people because they get their cut. So, you know, that's how you have to play it sometimes. Where's that one from Chris? Chris, 23 months times 2, maybe longer. That's what she said. I'm kind of getting it. You're going to have to give me the full story, Chrissy, because I don't know what the hell's going on with that one. I get that that's what she said, but the rest of it's all around my neck. There you go. Well, likewise, we just bashed them and stuck them in a vein, and which is terrible. Pag says that, Chris, you're incorrect. I have type 2. I stopped taking metformin in January 2009. I'm very much alive. No, fair enough. I'm no expert on diabetes, but you recognise my point, though, don't you? You recognise my point. There are some people who, if they're not taking a certain chemical, would be dead. It does put you at peace. Sort of. Right, hang on. There's another donation. Thank you, Chrissy. I'll be honest with you, love. I missed what you're talking about because I've been gabbing forever. Pags, I was thinking about you. I was thinking, how do you know about Wagon Christ and Luke Vibert? And then I thought, well, hang on a minute. I know about them. And then I was thinking, yeah, but he also knew The Great Deceiver by King Crimson. And then I thought, yeah, but I know them. And then you get this weird thing where you think, and it's like that bit in Whatever Happened to Hunting where he says to him, what, you think you're the only junkie who's read a book? And it was like, yeah, I do actually. Yes. Yeah. And the other character says back to him, he goes, yeah, me too. It's weird, isn't it? It brings you back down to earth. I mean, I'm like, no, hang on a minute. My best mate's a doctor of music and I studied music as a minor on my BA. Other people aren't allowed to know as much as me. It's lovely being brought back to who you are not. Anglo-Saxon, Ayrton Senna, did you say you had a 5-ounce steak? I did, and I chowed it down. I got the meat cleaver after it was cooked. I let it rest for about 10 minutes, and then I went ba, 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 and then just threw them down. Here's some shekels for a decent ribeye. That's all I eat now. After you told me, they're Class A Australian ribeyes, and they're cheap as chips. And comparatively, I still think I paid about $3.50 for that one. But yeah, I'm getting back on the gym, so I'm getting my high protein diet up again. I didn't have this one. I just had the steak and a bit of ketchup. But I've been eating steak and scrambled eggs. Oh yeah, I can't wait to get back on that. Nice one for that 10 spot, Anglo. Much appreciated, mate. Really appreciated. Things are tight. I know they are for everyone. But when I was doing bicep curls here once, my missus she was looking at me, and I knew she was. I could see her, and I was really going, yeah. I looked at her, and she just looked like totally seduced. Now, she's my girlfriend, so she loves me and that and fancies me, obviously. And I turned and looked at her while I was just sweating and all like masculine. And she went, I love you, baby. I just thought, yeah, keep this up. You want a winner here. I know that. I know who rocks that one. Hello, Arklow. All right, Scrubs, having a grand afternoon. All right, Scrubs, having a grand... Having a grand afternoon, enjoying golf and rugby sports ball, wearing my normie hat today. I don't get that sports ball comment. I don't get it. Otto says it to me, and Manimoo says it to me on Twitter. I say something about Arsenal who just beat Fulham 3-0, a masterclass. And their answer is sports ball. I mean, that is slack. That is a slack response. What, you don't like it? Okay. Okay. Is everything you do perfect in according to some bizarre criteria? You know, one of the finest civilizations ever that Western civilization built itself upon, the Greek city-state and the polis and the coinis, also had sports ball as a central part of their lives. I don't see what the problem is. It's really weird. Nice one, Arklow. You enjoy a bit of golf and a bit of rugby. If it's making you have a better day, I absolutely love the football. I wouldn't be streaming now if it weren't for it. No, man, I'll be thinking, fuck all that. I've got things. I'm gonna lift some weights or go. I've got to go to the supermarket anyway. But I wouldn't have been in the mood to stream. It was a lovely game. I do not talk too much football here though, because I do understand if I start, 30 minutes will pass. They've already gone now. What's the time? 1 o'clock in the morning. Nice one for the donation, Prasha Kanatu. Absolutely gutted. By Doggo, have you actually got a Doggo Argentino, or do you just mean your dog? Climate abortion was on opiates for years, filled in the gaps with booze. 2 years clean, never felt better. I'm actually thankful for the struggle. Yeah, I think you need to. I think it should hurt. My novel is essentially a withdrawal story. It's not a recovery story. It's not a drug story. It's not even a story. But you'll get to I was writing last night, right, about 6 o'clock in the morning. And I'm flying through it. I'm really am, because I'm having to self-edit. ChatGPT is going to proofread it. Love it. I was writing last night about this is where this all started, wasn't it? Zig Sputnik 30 minutes ago. And I was writing about Zig Sputnik and Naina's 99 red balloons. And my dad had it on VHS, and I caught him cranking one out, and I was making a joke about 99 red faces and red balls and all this, and I started talking about red sac syndrome. You know how I witter. Well, that's pretty much what this novel's like. And then I just suddenly wrote, if you're still reading this, this weren't yesterday, actually, a few days ago. If you're still reading this, I really appreciate that. I'm really glad that you've got this far. And I was cracking up to myself thinking don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be avant-garde. I'm sure it's been done before, but I'm leaving it in there. I'm leaving it in. The breaking of the fourth wall is staying in the novel. I think it's quite nice to suddenly address the reader in that way. There are other bits in it. I mean, no, I'm not. There'll be no point in anyone reading it. Hello, Ludwig. Good to see you, mate. Hello, Rags. Oh, there you go. That's interesting, Pags. You can't just stop the meds, a complete change of diet. Yeah, I mean, our health service is it's cure, supposedly. It ain't prevention, is it? I met a bloke once who was diagnosed with some terminal illness and was told he'd need all this chemo and all this other lark. He'd done a lot of research, and some bloke, and he ended up meeting him on a forum. I think it was on GeoCities. We're talking about 2003. And the bloke said, no, he said, don't go near any of that medication. He said, it kills more people than it saves. And he said, yeah, the doctor told me that. He said, but it's my only chance. I've only got a year otherwise. And the bloke was like, no, you can meditate. You can change your diet, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, mate, I don't need your hocus pocus. I've got 3 young girls and a wife, and yeah, fuck off. And the bloke said, give me your email. And this bloke had actually done it. And he didn't have someone tell him. He just really looked into it and found out that what was causing what, and if he took this out of his diet and replaced it with this, and if he could get his heart rate down slower or some shit. And yeah, and he ended up telling the bloke, Yeah, that was 25 years ago when I was given 2 years to live and told I had to go on this life-threatening course of daily injections. I mean, you know, it's a weird old world. Otto says it means generic sports worship. Yeah, but it isn't. It's just enjoying something. I mean, Otto, when you listen to music, what's that? Just generic audio worship. Mr. Gold says sports ball is a mocking term because it's bread and circuses. What's it? What's a live stream on YouTube? Is this changing the world? Is this not just sort of just entertainment? You know, so you are allowed to enjoy your life, and I'll tell you what, fucking watch out for that one, because that's what the communists do to you. That's what they done to me when I was turned into a communist by people who are supposed to be teaching me, and they actually made me more stupid. Thanks for the correction, by the way. Someone will know what I'm talking about there. You're not allowed to enjoy the world. You're not allowed to enjoy culture because it's all part of the controlling mechanisms, and it often is. You know, sports are a massive, you know, huge multi-billion-dollar global business. You know, I get that, but okay, so I'll cut that out. Right, what next? I love a steak. But agriculture, farming, and what am I going to have to buy that steak? I'm not going to be able to go to the supermarket because supermarkets are global, you know, corporations. I'm going to have to go and find a farmer, which would be all right if I had time and maybe a car. And, you know, I'm not sure there's many free-range farms in Cambodia. And then what about my Dell computer here? This Dell computer, that's like a corporation. It makes money selling computers. I mean, you know, where do you draw the line? I think you need to be really careful with all that. Sports ball. Well, have a look at your own life, and then when you've cut out all the things that have got the same issue that you've got with football, then come back to me and I'll accept your judgment. But because I know you can't, because it's impossible, I win again. That's the end of it. Where are we going? Exactly that, Arclo. Exactly. And as I've said on here before, when we talk about a culture war, how do you think that actually manifests itself? It manifests itself in culture. You know, the English invented football, but you're just going to give it away. You're just going to, watching people kick a ball around. Okay, listening to your favourite band, someone might think is embarrassing. You know, we don't all like the same music, but the music industry, like, it's called the music industry for a reason. You know, and certain bands are elevated and other bands are ignored for a reason. So you know, oh God, sound games. Oh, you listening to music? You listening to your favorite band again? Sound games. Oh, gross. What kind of corporatist are you? Tricky Woo says, I work pushing muscles one day and pulling muscles the next. Always starting with big muscle groups first to avoid injury. Legs on day 3. Well, fuck legs day. I'm an old man. But the mistake I made, Tricky, was thinking I was still 30 and I was lifting massive weights, really massive, because your muscles can still do it, but your ligaments can't. And one day it went, and I was like, oh, that feels like it was made out of a, you know, those elastic bands you get that you think, this don't ping. Oh, yeah, it's too old. Yeah. So I've got to go to lightweights and more reps. It'll be all right. It's just not going to be so sexy for when the missus comes around, when I've got, like, you know, those lateral raises. I used to be doing that with 12 kilos in each hand. And I'll literally be looking at maybe 4 key. 4 key. More chance of taking off. Right, let's get this show. Let's just go. I want to show you this thing. Right, Sapirski's triangle. That's what I want to show you. Sapirski. I've got it. I found it. Don't worry, I found it. Little bullet. I got your super chat up there. Don't you worry about that. I've got to show you Sapirski's triangle. Now I've told you before that my novel is written like the Mandelbrot set, like fractals, like I tell stories on here. Like, I'll start off telling a story. So let's keep it simple. So I'm walking down the road. I'm talking in the present tense, first person present. I'm walking down the road and I see an advert for a beer. And then I'll go over here, like I'll come a line out here. You know what? That beer was actually originally made in Mexico in the 1920s. Now I'm talking first person past, or even third person past, because I'm talking about a beer factory in Mexico. And that's going out here. But then when I'm talking about that, I talk about how the Spanish language ended up with the conquistadors and all that, and how I ended up on my hands and knees in front of a statue of, oh God, why have I lost that now? Oh, there's a square named after him in every town. Come on, people, what's his name? The Spanish fella that went to South America and took over. No, the opposite. He chucked the Spanish out. Someone must know it. Where are we? Come on, is Lumi in here? Lumi, Pags. I nearly said Simone de Bolivar. I mean Simon Bolivar, right? I ended up kneeling kneeling in front of a statue of Simon de Bolivar, right? Because we got into a bit of crack issue with the locals, and that was the only way they'd let us. That's a story I could tell you. Fucking hell. You think they're taking you to the town square to put a bullet in your head? I mean, this was Whaler under Chavez. It was a dark place to be, right? And we were smoking crack. Oh, the grandmother was there on the pipe. Everyone in Venezuela smokes crack. It's 20p a stone. Why wouldn't you? Cup of tea? No, I'll have a rock. Nice one. Yeah. And we upset them because we thought, you know, while we're smoking crack, we might as well get into talking about Chavez and communism. They've dragged us out. Hey, they've marched us, these two blokes, to the town square. It's just the sun's just going down. Got us up to this statue of Simon Bolivar, and he's there with his fucking lovely. It's not actually him; it's a statue. He's like hundreds of years old, and his sword. I think he might have been on horse. Actually, I don't know because I was looking down. And they've got us like this, looking down. And I'm looking at my mate thinking, this is an assassination, isn't it? This is a bullet in the back of the neck here. And once we prayed to Simon Bolivar, they let us off. That's all they wanted us to do, like show a bit of respect to their country, which was absolutely correct. You know, sitting in their room smoking crack, telling them how to run their country. Not on, you know, and we weren't telling them as in, you know, this is what I think. We were telling them as in, no, you're wrong, which is a different now. We were out of order, and they rightly scared the shit out of us and got us to give old Bolivar a bit of props. Right, anyway, so like I just done it then. So I'm going up here, then I'm going up here, then I'm going up here, and you get this sort of fractular thing where you've got a 5. And then each one of those goes into 5, and each one of those goes into 5, like the Mandelbrot. And then I have to come back and get back to the root, right? And I've told you that many times. That's how I tell stories. It's certainly how I write novels. I don't write short stories like that because you ain't got enough time. And then I found out that David Foster Wallace reckons that his novel Infinite Jest, which is one of the best novels I've ever read. I'm a real fan of David Foster Wallace, but I heard him in an interview a few weeks ago saying that Infinite Jest was based on Sierpinski's Triangle. And I thought I hear a lot of people, I hear a lot of writers talking about, oh, I structured and musicians, composers, oh, I've structured my novel based on so-and-so, based on this. And when I heard him say he based the structure of his novel on Sierpinski's Triangle, it's Sierpinski, by the way, not Sierpinski. I know I say it wrongly. I just thought, oh, no, you're lying. You'd like it to be, but however you write a novel, the bottom line is it starts and it goes in series. It just does. And Sierpinski's Triangle isn't about that at all. Now, anyway, forget all that. While I was listening to it, I thought, and I knew what Sierpinski's Triangle was, but I thought, Sierpinski's Triangle is actually amazing. Now, if you don't know, I'll show you what Sierpinski's Triangle is. I just want to get you the best version. And hopefully I won't get yeeted because it's not a very professional video, but it's fucking wonderful. Hang on. I just want to get you the one with the little animation because it's beautiful. That ain't how you spell Sierpinski. There's mugs on here. Sierpinski. You'll like this. All the acid heads will like this. Anyway, here, I've got the one I want. I've got the video I want. Right, so, is this it? Well, I've got it. I think this is the one I want. Hang on. All right, I've got it. Right, hopefully I won't get yeeted. People, we've got 112 in. Lovely to see you all. If you are new here, a thumbs up's good. If you're old here, come on. Jesus, you are watching it. This is beautiful. This is, I'm not interested in maths. It's just not my thing. Quite the opposite. But there's something amazing about triangles. That's what I said earlier. If you double a triangle, you actually get. Anyway, that gets confusing. Think about it. Anyway, right. Check out this little bit of Sierpinski's Triangle. But follow the instructions. Read what they say. And if you do that, you get it. And it's marvelous. Now, even if you haven't done acid, you'll appreciate this. But if you have done acid, you'll... this isn't the one I want, really. I want the one where he draws it by hand. Right, hold tight, people, because I've gone on about it enough. It would be better to get the... Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, he says this will blow your mind. Here we go. This is it. It's a short, so it's going to be tiny. But this is mind-blowing. Stick with it. Don't think, this is a letdown. This is amazing. Now, we might... I'm going to just let the sound go into the microphone because you don't really need it. Let me know if you can't hear him. I've just turned the sound up. Hang on. Right, could you hear that? Could you hear him go, this will blow your mind? It's a good sample, actually, isn't it? Hello, Willow. The pubic triangle is amazing too. 42 and Little Bullet, I have got your super chats in the wood, so to speak. Did you hear that, people? You couldn't hear that. That's something weird. I had this the other day. All right, I'll go through the proper sound waves. Right, thank you for telling me that. Right, let's try and do it properly because you do need to hear it. Right, I'm going to do it again. Listen out for This Will Blow Your Mind. Ready? Did you hear that? This will blow your mind. Let me know if you heard that. Hello, Brian Comstock. Good to see you, mate. Hello, Paul. Andy Belshaw. There's a little bit of a delay, but I'm expecting any minute now people to say, you didn't hear that? Rags says yes, and everyone else says no. Cheers, Rags. Right. I'll try one more version of events. It's the way they've changed it. They've fucked it all up. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Right. Window. Man demonstrates. Doesn't even give me the option to... How am I meant to do this then? Right, we'll try again. Sorry, people. Let me know if you can hear this.
This will blow your mind.
Did you hear that? Anglo heard it. He went, this will blow your mind. That time. Did you hear it that time? Good call, Ludwig. Look, I've lost 10 people because... Oh, here we go. Right, we're playing. Nice one. Woodlander was the barometer of honesty. Nice to see you, Hans. Nice to see you, Marsh. Emma G. Conrad. Right, here we go. Check it out. Watch this. It will blow your mind.
This will blow your mind. Start by drawing 3 points in the shape of a triangle. To start us off, choose a point anywhere within this triangle. Now, we'll draw more points by repeating 2 simple rules over and over.
Right, so he picked a point anywhere in that circle. Anywhere, right? And now there's 2 simple rules. Can you see his point there? He chose that point. It could have been here, 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 here. As long as it's within that triangle, right? And there's 2 rules. That's all. That's the beauty of this. Just 2 rules. Check it. You are not shadow banned, Mr. Marzipan. Good to see you. Hello, Matt. Canadian Matt. Hello, Pax Max. All right, here we go.
The first rule tells us to randomly select one of the original 3 points. For example, suppose we choose 3. The second rule tells us to move halfway from the point we just drew toward the selected point.
Right. So after you've drawn your first point anywhere within the circle, see he's numbered then 1, 2, 3. The next rule is to choose any of the 3 corners of the triangle and mark a point halfway between your original point and the one at the corner of the triangle. So they're your 2 rules, right? Watch what happens.
And draw another point. That's it. Now we repeat the 2 rules from the point we just drew. Randomly select one of the original 3 points. Suppose we choose point 1 this time. Move halfway from the point we just drew toward point number 1 and draw another point. Now we'll repeat once again. After each new point, we'll randomly select one of the original 3 points, move halfway toward it, and draw another point. The question is, what happens if we continue to draw hundreds or even thousands of points using these 2 simple rules over and over? Well, here's what it looks like after 100 points. And here's what it looks like after 1,000 points. And finally, here's what it looks like after 25,000 points have been drawn.
Oh my God. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. It's fucking amazing. And I'll tell you what, I've done it. Oh, where are they? I think the missus took them. It works an absolute treat, and it's just amazing. You suddenly see it start appearing, but there is a bit more to it than that, because you can then use that triangle as another point in a bigger unit. Oh my gosh. I mean, for someone like me who's not mathematically kind of inclined or understanding, that's mind-blowing. The fact that you get to choose a random point. Now, you've got a triangle, so it's already been limited. But, you know, it's wonderful. It reminds me a little bit, you know, when you're a kid and your teacher says, I have said this before, and I have written it before, so this comment is not off the top of my head. But I remember when I got chucked out of my primary school class because we were making snowflakes. Remember when you made them at school? You cut all the corners and then you open it up. And our teacher, and I was a precocious little bastard, but this wasn't me being precocious. This was just me being a kid. She was saying how amazing it was that every snowflake was different. And I was only like 5 or something. And I said to her, sure, not in these words, I doubt. I said, wouldn't it be more amazing if they were all the same, though? And she didn't like it at all. She got really upset. But imagine if you're like an ant and it snows and you've got all these like psychedelic cogs coming out of the sky. That's quite amazing. Oh, to be an ant in the summertime. Right, let's open up the damn. Anyway, how do you structure a novel on that? What? David Foster Wallace wrote a paragraph in the shape of a triangle, right? Then plotted a random point within that triangle, right? And then followed 2 simple. No, I'm not buying it. And I love David Foster Wallace. He's dead now. I love him. I think his writing. Well, I love his writing, but that's not true. That's not real. That's just lies. If you said to me, is your novel structured on the Mandelbrot set or using fractals, I'd say no. But there is a sense of something fractular about the way stories go off from the main. And there's a sense of microcosmic moments having a sense of the whole in them as the novel moves on, which is basically what fractals are. But to say you've structured it on Sierpinski's triangle, I've never done that, which is why I got the wrong side of my mouth. I was going like that. Is that it? Have I got it right? Right, let's get this show on the road. Let's get some of you bastards in here. I've been talking for an hour. I've got to stop the stream in a minute. It's 1:30 in the morning. It's in the chat. It's only one at a time. So if someone's in, don't bother. Right, while we're waiting for Packer to sort his headphones out, or Marzipan to beat him to it, or 42 to come on and talk about his bloody men's rights stream, that's going to be brilliant, though, actually. I'm only throwing bollocks at him. Let me pick up with these last 2 super chats and maybe encourage some other people to put their fucking hands in their pocket for what has been an hour of quite remarkable entertainment on a Sunday. 42. For most men, their football team is the biggest link they have left with their childhood. Be careful what you throw away. Everything in moderation. And also, 42, I've got you in here. Hold tight a minute, mate. The other thing, 42, most people's football team, they inherited from their father, who inherited from their grandfather, and it's been and will be one of the very few constant. What's that noise, Ian?
What?
When I talk, it's going like that.
I need to get headphones.
Okay.
I'll meet you.
Okay.
And I'll go and get headphones.
Okay. No, not a problem. So, so that will be a constant throughout your life, and you'll have a group of mates that you built around it as well. Manny Moo, I've got Marzipan sorting himself out. So yeah, I think that's quite an interesting point. And but I'll tell you what, 42, what nice one on the Lady Godiva as well. What is what makes me sort of upset a bit about it? It's not even a criticism. It isn't even an argument. It's just like, what, you can't hear me? Now, hello, I'm back. So what I was saying was 42. Yeah, I mean, that football will be one of the few constant things in your life. And for people to come back with like a one-word thing, sports ball, it's like, well, hang on a minute. That's not an argument. You're just telling me that I'm shit. You're a prick. That's it. It's just the
Who's a
laziest, the laziest pejorative. Sports ball.
Did you call me a
Marzipan.
prick?
No, how are you? You've gone for the
Really good.
t-shirt and the longer sleeves under. It's a classic look, very strong look.
It's cold here.
Is it really?
Mm.
Is it really? How
Yeah.
cold is it out?
It's actually warmed up a bit today. The wind changed today to a northwesterly. It was from the northeast, and that's really cold.
In a minute, he's going to go southward 0, northward 02. I only want to know how with the temperature. Well, we've got a cool easterly breeze coming from the highlands down past
It was
Langlado.
fucking -10 yesterday, and it's about just above freezing today.
Are you fucking joking? So Scotland is that much colder than England? Because I doubt it gets that cold in England.
Yeah, man.
That's probably why you've evolved to have that really shaggy head of hair to keep you warm.
Mm.
-10. Anyone else in the chat have... Oh, hang on a minute. Sergeant Steele says it's -2 in Essex. How do you keep your house warm when it's -10? Serious question.
Central heating, Chris.
Yeah, but the reason I ask is my mother hasn't got central heating. She's middle of terrace, so that changes things.
Me too.
Right, so she's got a little gas fire downstairs, but that wouldn't... If it went to -10, her bedroom would be like a freezer. Literally, a -10 freezer.
I remember that when I was a child in this house, when we had like single glazing and coal fires. Used to wake up in the morning and there'd be frost on the inside of the windows and shit.
That's it. And
Everyone getting dressed in the kitchen. My mum would put the cooker on and everybody would get dressed in the kitchen, sitting next to a paraffin heater.
My mum still does it. She'll have the oven on in the kitchen when it's particularly cold.
Mm.
I mean, I want to take my missus out to England at some point, and she wants to go out there when it's cold because, she's never experienced cold. But I said to her, darling, it's all right for about an hour, but when you go to bed at night and the bed's cold, the sheets are cold, you're shivering, should try to warm the bed up. She's like, nah, she can't, she can't conceive of it like that.
Mm. So I'm NA clean, Chris. I'm NA clean.
Oh, you're off the Subutex.
No, I'm still taking my Subutex, but I'm like fucking no weed, no cigarettes, no self-medication, no fuck all. I need to get the problem that I've got sorted out pronto.
And do you know what that is?
Yes.
Do you want to share that with us, or is it very private?
Yeah, fine. It's I've shared it with the guys on the lifeboat and stuff. It's my fucking teeth and everything falling out, cuts and bruises weren't healing up, constantly had a cold, fever 3 times during the night, sweats, all this sort of stuff. It turns out that in between breaking my neck and getting the operations for that, I also got a hernia operation. So I got a mesh put in for the hernia. I've got a bacterial infection from the mesh. My body's rejecting it. And I'm constantly fighting a bacterial infection. So I've been getting fucking testicular infections, kidney infections. I mean, to the point where I could hardly walk due to the pain that coming from my balls and my kidneys. So
you thought smoking weed and tobacco, whatever, has got
smack and all of that had fucked up all my teeth, and I was blaming myself. And you know what we do? You and I. There's no way that you're not going to be as fucking hard on yourself as you possibly can when you come out of the darkness. To remind yourself not to go fucking back there, And I've heard you talk, and you're exactly the same as me. It's a case of yeah, you bastard, I'm going to make you suffer. I'm going to mentally torture you so you don't go back there. So, yeah, I'd been doing that. And the doctor kept saying to me, you know, don't be so fucking hard on yourself. And I'm like, it's my fault. It's my fault. Don't be hard on myself.
Yeah, the thing is,
it's your disease. Fuck you, dog.
Yeah, that don't help anyone. That whole disease thing has kept loads of junkies and alcoholics, whatever, drinking for years. I think once you give someone, once a professional in a rehab center gives someone that excuse, lovely.
No, it wasn't me. Wasn't me. Yeah. Somebody else. Big man did it and run away.
There you go. You wouldn't scream at someone with cancer, would you, Mum? Now give me 20 quid.
Or I'll punch you in the fucking face.
Yeah. Awful. So hang on a minute. So giving up you're not a stay high anymore.
No. Fuck no, man. And I'm on these at the moment. So I'm on a strong antibiotic at the moment. All my gums have started growing back. I've put weight on. I'm just out walking dogs 3 times a day. You know, really.
But what was the smoke blue earlier? Was that a vape? Oh, that's not a problem, is it? Not a problem at all. You're getting 10s in the chat. 10s for Ian. Hello, I nearly called you Multra Mega Boy.
What the fuck's the 10s?
Well, I think they're just happy for you. Someone said 10 in the chat for Ian. I'm sure they did. There you go. 10 in the chat.
Thank you.
From RP.
Yeah, so I went to the doctors with a 4 A4 sheets all filled out with the positive and negative things that I'd been doing and what I'd found out. So I'd been oil pulling, flossing, brushing with a...
Whoa. Let's not rush through these. That oil pulling, I've looked at that, never tried it. You reckon there's something in that?
Yeah, but don't do it like the fucking hippie idiots and give up brushing and fucking flossing as well. That's just fucking dumb, isn't it?
Can you explain to the scrubs what oil pulling is for those who don't know?
So you get a virgin oil like coconut oil or I can't remember the different oils that people use.
It's not a processed oil, basically, and
yes,
you need something that comes out of a plant as it is.
Yeah, so you get that. You put a spoonful of it in your mouth. If it's coconut oil, you've got to wait till it melts, and then you vigorously, like you were using mouthwash, for 15 minutes, and your fucking face is sore after 15 minutes of doing that.
Sort of push it through the gap,
like push it all through. Yeah, but like really popping the cheeks out, getting it all round about your mouth and stuff. Takes down inflammation, takes bacteria away. All the fallacy about it fucking regrowing cavities and fucking whitening your teeth. It slightly whitens your teeth and it'll take some staining off, but it's not a miracle cure. And if you don't get to the root cause of the problem, then you're pissing against the wind anyway. So, but it's good. I found it really, really good for inflammation, reducing bacteria on my tongue, and I suppose it's helping with the gum growth as well. But these antibiotics are blasting this thing, and that's the main reason that the gums are coming back.
Wow, I didn't think gums could grow back. I didn't know that was an option.
Yeah, Chris, some of my roots were exposed. The gums had receded so much, and now I'm probably about 0.5 millimetre off my gum actually covering the root again.
I mean, I've got 3 teeth along here, not next to that missing one, where they had to build a new bit of tooth to go down to how far the gum had receded, because otherwise you could see the root of my tooth. So they've made it like a tooth, but it's about that long.
I had that all along there.
That's it.
And it's all grown back. I've got so much gum growth, it's fucking crazy.
And was that just for malnutrition on the junk?
No, that's what I'm saying. It was this fucking hernia mesh.
Okay.
So I'd been blaming myself, poor dental hygiene, fucking, but it wasn't. Because when I stopped all of it and did all the oil pulling and stuff like that, I was still losing fucking teeth. But still blaming it on that until I got the next bout of orchital epididymis, it's called. And it's basically fucking all of the tubes down there just get fucking infected. And it feels like someone's got your balls in a vice.
So you spend half your life taking some of the strongest drugs known to man, and you go to the hospital to get something sorted out, and it nearly kills you.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing at you.
Again, I had like major shoulder surgery at the same time as I got that hernia operation. I was going to work, and every 6 weeks, I was fucking collapsing at work, and they were calling me up the following day. "You're going to be in today," and I'd put it down to, try to get back to work too early, and that was the reason that my body was breaking down. But turns out it's been this fucking thing all along. Oh yeah, so I'd made the list to go to the doctors, went to the doctors with a big huge list, and immediately he says, "Well, you've done everything that I would have asked you to do and more. I'm referring you directly back to the surgeons." So if I get a claim out of it, I'll be out to visit you, mate.
Yeah, good. I thought you didn't like Asia. You'd love it out here.
I wouldn't want to fucking live there. It's a lovely place to visit, but fuck living there, man. Fucking hate the culture.
Yeah, understandable, but they're not all the
Yeah,
same.
you like it, but fucking, you might not like haggis suppers. I do. It's fucking. Everybody's different.
They certainly are.
The experiences I had, I was in Seoul, Suwon City, Shenzhen, I think the fucking place was.
I do a lot of work with Shenzhen in Guangdong.
Tokyo, Osaka, and I suppose it was the work culture that really got me, because everybody says how industrious the Chinese and the Asians are, and yeah, they're at work for 16 hours a day, but they're lying fucking sleeping on desks and just and textbook engineers, I called them as well, so they could tell you everything parrot fashion from the textbook and the operating manual from the machine. But ask them to go and fucking change a plug or remove a board or do something practical on the machine. So you understand that? You can go and do that now. Yeah. Go and do it then.
That's interesting. That is interesting. Now, you're talking about the Chinese there, I imagine. That's kind of how they learn, isn't it? Ian, let me just interrupt you because this was a long time ago. Bullet dropped to 5. Hoyt boss, Hoyt scrubs. By the way, Chris, what was that mail you almost sent me about a photo or something? Oh, yeah. You mentioned it last stream. I was in Super Duper Bullet, and there was a dog treat or something called Little Bullet, or it's nearly like that. It was little like yours, Little Balls It or something. But I can't be taking photos in the supermarket because it's full of totty, and I don't want to. I don't want that. I don't want to get caught taking photos in public places. It's not a good look, is it? So I didn't. I've got to go up there after this stream, so I'll see if I can find it and I'll get you a photo. But that's all. Nothing more exciting than that, unfortunately. So Marzipan, what's happening? They're referring you on, and they're going to take it out and redo it, or what?
I don't know what the remedial surgery is like. Either way, I'm not looking fucking forward to it.
No, of course. And then it's going to get to the bit where they're going to say, you're going to be in agony for weeks afterwards, but don't worry, we've got you these tablets. And you're going to go, yeah, Yeah.
No, I'll
Yeah.
take them. I don't fucking mind. I'll take them. I'll take the free heroin. Fuck it.
Yeah, but won't it set you back?
I did the last time. Fuck it.
Fuck it. It wasn't meant to be Arklow. I can't remember what I said. What did I say? I don't read. I just guess or something. I don't know what I said. There's a lot of rope for luck running around my head, so I'm sure it comes out. Great tune, Vince Clarke remix, beautiful. Hang on a minute, Ian.
Yeah, there's being stubborn. There's being stubborn and there's being a fucking idiot. And I'm not going to torture myself after surgery.
You've just had a year, at least a year of tapering the subs. And then you're going to let them say, here's some Zoomorph. Get 20 mil of that down your day.
They did when I broke my neck. They did when but this time, it's different. No, this time I've got something positive. I know it's not been fucking me. And one of the reasons where I was self-medicating was due to all the fucking pain that I was in. If they fix that, that pain's gone. So all I've got to deal with is the pain from my skull, my neck, and my back, and my shoulder, my elbow.
I knew that. Because your elbow is connected to your knee bone.
No, because I don't have a fucking elbow. My elbow's missing.
You have got a blunt bow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see. It looks like it looks like it was drawn on Mid-Journey.
Yeah, my elbow's missing, mate. Cleaved off. So I had 2 operations on that elbow before all of this shit happened. That was one of the reasons where my body collapsed in the position I was in when I was up on the bars, because I didn't have the elbow. I had the strength to hold on my right-hand side, but the left-hand side collapsed. That's why that shoulder went. Don't know why the right side of my skull went, and then the left rib cage, the shoulder went through the left-hand side of my rib cage down through 6 ribs.
Ian, do you think that it's completely just by bad luck that you've had a lot of injuries, or is there something going on with you and hurting yourself?
I like doing dangerous shit, and you know that when you see on the internet and you see Sam Pilgrim and all of them, and yeah, they're doing all their stunts and stuff like that, and they're doing it perfect. But then you actually see, like when Emil injured himself, when you see the fucking pain that these guys are going through. Well, when you're an amateur, you get the same fucking injuries that these guys get. You know, whether it be snowboarding, whether it be skateboarding, whether you fucking know that's motocross. If you do this type of stuff, and you're probably exactly the same as me, if I'm on the back of a bike and it can do fucking 60 miles an hour through the dirt, why am I doing 20 miles an hour through the dirt?
Oh, yeah. No, I understand that. And the irony, of course, was you smashed your shoulder and neck up when you were going about 9 miles an hour, weren't you?
Yeah.
Just a couple of things from the chat, because we've been talking about this sports ball. I saw Otto mention a while back. There you go. No one's stopping you like it. Yeah, but I get that, Otto. But you did say sports ball, which is a pejorative. It's like a, you know, why else would you say it? So it's like an insult. You're insulting me. And that seems a bit unnecessary and a bit unpleasant. I don't know why you'll do that. I'm happy to talk about it, but if someone done something that I thought was a negative, I'd hope to sort of maybe construct some kind of argument rather than just going, you're an idiot, which is what saying sports ball does. I can't see what else it could, why else you'd say that. And there's a couple more. Lumi says, I don't enjoy anything, so I can criticize sports ball, which we know is untrue, but it's a good joke. And Jay says, it's funny how miserable teenagers embrace Albert Camus as a moody hero, but he once said he got more from football in life than theatre or art. Camus was a legend, by the way. Camus was a legend. I mean, I read The Myth of Sisyphus when I was about 19, and that moody ending is... sorry again, Ian. I am on I Hypocrite this Wednesday. I think it's Thursday for you. I don't know what time it will be. I think it works out well for people in Britain. I think it might be about 4 or 5 o'clock. Me, Devon Tracy, and I Hypocrite on I Hypocrite's channel. But I was talking to Devon about. Have you read that, Ian? Camus' The Myth of Sisyphus.
No, but I'll write it down.
Well, the actual myth is that Sisyphus was punished, and his punishment was to roll a boulder up a mountain.
Right. Aye.
Every time it gets to the top, it rolls down.
Yeah.
Camus writes this lovely, very poetic sort of. It's kind of. I mean, what is philosophy anyway, really? But it's more poetic, and he says at the end, we have to imagine that he's happy. And I remember as a young man it having quite an effect on me. And then when I started getting older and realising that life is a struggle, because it's not, when you're a teenager, it's not really, it sort of is, but the consequences are a bit mild, aren't they? You know, you might get your collar felt and taken home by the police occasionally, but I've got mates dying at the moment. I was talking to my mother about it. 10 years ago, it was very rare to have a friend die. Now, 50, it's like every year there's 2 or 3. Oh, you heard so-and-so died. So-and-so. It's like, fucking hell, man. It's all getting a bit serious.
I'm starting to put weight back on as well. Well, muscle back on. Wait to see this.
Da-da-da. Go on, son. Da-da-da.
50 years old, man. Well, 52.
You're looking good, man. I've put on a bit of a belly since I stopped lifting the weights. So I carried on eating the same high-calorie diet. There's nothing to you. You look like someone from Trainspotting 3.
That's it going back on, man.
Well, I suppose weightlifting is totally out of the... it's not good for your body anyway, weightlifting.
I just walk. I've got some walking poles coming now. I just got to watch I don't overdo it. I overdid it on last Tuesday. Walked too far and I passed out in my cousin's house, which isn't like me. I can usually good with tolerating the pain, but I ended up passing out in her house and fucking just brutal. Just
you're getting some of those walking poles, are you?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I don't want to be walking about with a fucking walking stick and looking like an old man.
Yeah, but walking poles ain't far away from a walking stick.
No, I know, but I've got a fucked leg, Chris, and if I overstrain it, then...
Ian, is there any part of your body that's functioning like between 90 and 100%? Don't say you willy. The old grey matter. There you go. I know. I can't see that coming a mile off. All right. Well,
listen, I'm held together with fucking screws, bits of metal, all that sort of stuff. But I'm fitter than I'd say fucking 90% of the people in this shitty town. So fuck it.
I'm not sure whether I'm not going to say that. Ian, it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you. Well done giving up smoking. That stuff's fucking poison, let's be honest. Nicotine.
In moderation, Chris. You know, I have a joint now and I'm fucking tripping out my tits and I'm running about singing, shouting, dancing, fucking hyper as anything. And it's once a month if you're lucky.
I've got 2 jam jars of all different weeds out there. I mean, it's so ubiquitous out here. I had a bloke the other day say to me, "Can you sell weed?" And I said, "Well, people ask for it." He said, I don't want to sell weed, but people do ask for it. It'd be nice to give it to them. There's no problem with that sort of thing, as long as you're not. If it's a big commercial operation, they'll fuck you off. But giving someone a couple of joints is no dramas. He said, "I'll give you a bit and hand it out and see if anyone wants it. Give him my number." He's come back with about an ounce of this. I'm fucking hell, man. I said, I don't need that much. He went, no, nor do I. He said, I got shit tons of it. And then another bloke, I've got these 2 jam jars. But I will only smoke it now if I've had a couple of drinks. And I've kind of stopped drinking. So that'll just sit there, slowly be given away. I had a couple of subscribers come over and I'll give them some. Went out for a drink with them.
I've got dog food to buy. It's £10 a gram. And a fucking packet of cigarettes is £10.20 or 11 quid. So if I am smoking a joint, it's a pure grass joint, and it takes me the whole fucking day to smoke it. So
yeah, that would do me. I mean, I do get a little bit edgy when I smoke. That's why I say if I've had a couple of whiskies, I'll have a bifter. But I'm out cold in the bar down there. I'm eyes shut, like catching. It's ridiculous.
Oh, I'm man. Yeah, I got a real fucking buzz. Love it.
I don't. When I was a stay high, it's a totally different thing, isn't it? You wake up, you put a joint in your mouth, and it's when you haven't got it, you freak out. But if I have one tug on a biff, I start getting a bit edgy. I'm like, oh, hang on. Oh, why am I in Cambodia? Hang on, what's happened? I start questioning.
I was self-medicating due to this thing. I was taking 2 teaspoons of pure Rick Simpson oil at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was doing nothing, making my eyes red. That was it.
Hang on, wasn't it
2 teaspoons?
Hang on, weren't you talking about the benefits of that on here a couple of months
back? Yeah, and again in moderation, if you're microdosing or something like that. Not when you're taking 2 fucking teaspoons of it.
Yeah, that's a lot of hash oil to be
over 2 grams of hash oil in the morning. Pure. I mean, I know who made it. I know what it was like. I know what it was made from. It wasn't made from leaf and stalk. It was made from the pure shit.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no point making oil out of trim, is there? It's just so much hassle for.
No point making any trim. Everybody, you get free this and you get free that, and fuck it, man. Get the bud in there.
Yeah. That's like giving your missus the twigs and stalk. Happy Valentine's, darling. No, it's just as good as the flowers.
Yeah, that'll blow the head off you. Okay. With my tolerance levels, no, I don't think so. Right, mate, I'm going to get going. You need more guests on. I've hogged this place. So take it easy. Always a pleasure to speak to you. I will do.
There you go, old Marzipan. He's falling apart, but he's sticking himself back together. Dr. Climate Abortion said Horkheimer hated the culture of freedom, happiness, and frolicking he saw in California, and actively set out to destroy it. Well, I think it's a bit more complicated than that, Dr. Climate Abortion, because him and Adorno hated the idea of freedom. They ran away from the Frankfurt School. They wrote The Authoritarian Personality, but they also wrote The Dialectic of Enlightenment. And that essay that I've read out on here, bits of it many times, The Culture Industry, they talk about a certain kind of freedom that is largely an illusion. Is largely an illusion, and I kind of understand it, but at the same time, Adorno absolutely hated jazz. He called it perennial fashion. He wrote an amazing essay called "On the Retrogression of Listening and the Fetish Character in Music." And when he was talking about jazz, this was like 1940s big band, because that's when it was written. But you know, the culture industry essay is still the best critique I've found of corporatist capitalist culture. Not capitalism, but corporatist capitalist culture. I'm yet to find a better breakdown of it, an explanation of it. But that doesn't mean that Adorno and Horkheimer sat in their rooms not doing anything. Without a doubt, they went to the cinema. Without a doubt, they watched television. Without a doubt, they went and played tennis. And that's the point I'm kind of making. And this was the trap the communists got me into. And this is why we see these lunatics on TikTok giving up their whole lives. Well, if you're not anti-racist, you're a racist. Just by being white, you're a racist. Do this, do that. If you're not an ally, blah, 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 blah. You know, as a communist, you can't take your girlfriend out for dinner. What kind of petty bourgeoisie act is that? No, no, no. Okay, well, that's that off the cards. Oh, the football's on at the weekend. You can't watch that. That's just, you know, that's involved with big money and bloody Morgan Stanley, blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay, well, that's that off the cards. Oh, I'll tell you what, I just got the latest spiritualized album. What, the music industry? You know, they've got 12-year-olds treading grapes in Spain to sell wine to pay for BMG productions. Oh, okay, I'll stop listening to music. And I literally did. You don't do anything. You're not allowed to. But you're not allowed to ethically. You're not allowed to morally. And then it becomes your belief system. And then you start attacking everything. You start attacking everything because everything is part of the authoritarian system that has got us into the state we're in. Now, I actually agree that it is. But the further you remove yourself from that system, A, the less you can do about it because you don't know about it. And B, the more crippled you're going to come. You're going to become, the more mentally and physically and spiritually, in terms of how I defined spiritually earlier, in terms of your relationship with yourself and others, the more crippled you're going to become in those things because you're just going to isolate and not be part of the culture that you are part of. And people like that are no help to anyone. Then, you know, you just become bitter and broken. Now, I won't blame my drug use on anyone apart from myself. I chose to take drugs. But without a doubt, that communist phase that I was brainwashed with, going into institutions that I expected I could trust because they were universities, schools, you know, they fucked me up and they turned me into a very angry, very embittered and very lonely person. And if you find me a young man who's just lost his father and then make him angry, then make him embittered and then make him lonely, I'll bet you everything I own there'll be an alcoholic or a drug addict within the year. So, you know, you've got to kind of be careful. You've got to be careful about the difference between your critique of culture and your place in it. Because you can do yourself a damage. You know, you can do yourself a damage. You know, it's like what that fella said about Albert Camus. I don't know for a fact that's true. He's got no reason to lie. But you know, you wouldn't think that Camus would have got more pleasure out of football than he did art and theatre, but at the end of the day, he did. And he's got to live as well. You've got to live as well as be if you're a critic or you want to think critically. You've also got to remember that you inhabit that world, and removing yourself from it is going to make you lonely and angry and suicidal, depressed, whatever. And who wants to go there? Right. Oh, my man Alan has turned up. Let's have a look at what Bullet's got to say. We'll get someone else in. Fucking hell, I'm still looking at people telling me it was Bolivar. That's how far behind in the... Oh, I went up to find Bullet's previous one, didn't I? Matt, Canada Matt, you still stay high? Bullet said, forget the treats and take some pics to the hotties. I did try once, and I didn't try, but I thought they are so hot. And because I've told you all before that Super Duper is like, it's a weird supermarket of Venus. It's just, there's got to be a strip club or a brothel or probably a casino somewhere very close to it, because even my missus is onto it now. She's not into me going up there on my own 3 o'clock in the morning. It's always about 3 o'clock as well. That's the golden hour. Like, they're wearing no clothes. I'm talking about birds with a 2.5-inch tube around their breasts and much the same around their lower part. It's just a couple of tubes and a pair of plastic stripper heels. And I'm in there going, you need to buy some butter. And I've absolutely flirt with them. I just go straight in. Bosh. And I thought there was a bird in the queue, and oh my God, I just thought, when some girls stand with their legs open, but she had like stripper heels on and this tiny little mini skirt. I thought, if you could show that to the scrubs, they'd understand why I spend so much time in the supermarket. And I got as far as getting my phone out and thought, no, man, that's proper perving. That's perving. Taking photos of women in the supermarket. Yes, I can justify it because I want to prove to you that this happens. But, people should be free to be in the supermarket not getting photographed by me. Although the people watching the security cameras, I'll bet the floor in that security room is like an ice rink at about 3:30. Nice one, Bullet, for that donation. Right, I've got hello, Infamous T. Nice to see you. Don't forget, people, Substack. It's the top link in the description. Go and read some of my short stories, but don't forget to subscribe. Second thing is, I already said it, but this week, I think about 4 or 5 UK, me, Devon Tracy, Hypocrite, my boy LP, Lyndon Perry, we're all on his channel, so that should be fun. I think, me and Devon obviously get on. I've been on Lyndon's show a couple of times before. That lovely bird, what is it, Anelka, that he used to have on? I think I was in my diazepam phase when I went on with her, which was lucky because it stopped me just going. That would have been disturbing. Right, here's the invite. I'll pop it in the chat. This will be the last guest because it's 2 o'clock in the morning. It gives me an hour to get up to Super and Duper and back. Then 3 hours writing. Paxmax has taken the plunge. Here we go. Paxmax, you're not focused, mate. Manny Moo, Paxmax beat it to you, son, unfortunately. Unfortunately for you, I mean. But, Paxmax, I'd like to thank you personally for your very generous donations a couple of weeks back.
Sure, no problem.
Were you drunk?
Which time?
Now, you said
I don't remember.
last time we spoke that you have a once a week piss up and you look forward to it all week.
Yes.
Are you still there? Is that still where you are?
It's a 1 week good one, and then I have some small whiskeys, and so it's maybe 1.5 now.
Okay, and are you all right with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no dramas then. I think a lot of people think that I don't want to come across as someone. If you want to drink and take drugs, that's all right. It's fine. If you're all right with it, I'm all right with it. What are you up to? What have you been up to?
Making food.
What, as in to eat or learning to cook?
Yeah, basically more learning to cook. Yeah, I'd say that.
Sweet foods like cakes and Lebkuchen?
That is on the list. Yeah, I have a cake lined up, but
Hang
mostly.
on, Did I not score any sort of sort of European points with my Leibkuchen?
Leibkuchen? Yeah.
Yeah,
What the heck
thank
is
you.
that?
Thank you for acknowledging that. That's nice. We
Sorry
used to
about
get
that.
sent them every year. My mum and dad's best man was German. And the first year they arrived, like my mum said, "Oh, look, this has come from Rainer Schroll." He was a doctor, was Rainer. And my mum's opened it, and it was all these beautiful looking little cakes and that. And me and my brother, who were starving poor children who didn't eat and were like waifs, we've just dived in. Fucking horrible. Really unpleasant food. The wrong flavour. It was like, well, you'd know what flavour is. What is Leibkuchen? It's like, it's almost savoury. It had. I knew it was a cake, and there was the odd bit of sort of fruit and that in it, but
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't understand German.
so you don't like it?
No. I am very, very untempted when I walk through these bakeries and I see all of their cakes and all of this puddingteilchen or whatever they got there going, and it's I've tasted some of them and acceptable, but not worth the effort. And
Does Leibkuchen mean something, or is it just a name?
well, it sounds like being alive, leben, to live, and then it's
So like the cake of life,
cake
maybe.
of life, maybe, but probably tastes shit.
It tasted. I can't explain what it was. Like a lot. What is that stuff in marzipan? Like
That's
almond.
Yeah, bitter almond usually. If
But
it's
bitter
fine,
almond.
yeah, if it's fine marzipan, it's more towards the bitter than sweet. And
Oh yeah,
that's I hate
I
it.
found it. I think it's my pronunciation that's done it. Right, hang on. Let me share the page with you, and you might. Nürnberger Lebkuchen.
Okay, southern parts of Germany.
Hang on, let's have a look. Entire screen. Luckily, we don't need audio for pictures of cakes. Right, so let's get one of these up. That's them. That's exactly what those fucking things look like. But the weird thing was, Pax Max, so you'd have ones that look like that, and then there'd be round ones and diamond-shaped ones, but they all tasted the same.
Yeah.
So let's see. So what does that? Do you know what that means? Has it got a translation? Do we think it's the cake of life?
Probably something like that.
These spicy gingerbread-like bars, native to Nuremberg, Germany, a traditional holiday fare in that country. They contain no fat other than that in the egg, but are decadent nonetheless. No, they're not. They're the opposite of decadent. You feel like they're trying to make you healthy. A nippy bite of crystallized ginger, a piece of apple. Nah, mate, it ain't right. It's not good food. Anyone in the chat enjoyed? Yeah, look, authentic. Sorry, Pax Max. I know I tend to go German and Swiss with you, not Swiss, Swedish with you, but for obvious reasons.
That should be good.
See, look, like these ones look different, but nah, same flavour, and they've got that bit of paper on the bottom that you eat, but it doesn't break down like it's meant to. I just want to see what the actual flavours are. Because there's one flavour I'm struggling to name, but that does look beautiful.
So this is basically ginger cake, Christmas-like ginger. So it's like a ginger, cinnamon, apples. It should be a good combo. Should be tasting good.
It sounds good when you say it like that.
Yeah. But it's not.
It's really horrible. I'll look into it a bit later. Hang on, here's a recipe. I'll stop as soon as I've seen what the flavourings are. All that candied orange isn't pleasant.
Okay. Yeah, now it's going south for me.
I was about to say, there's that horrible little bit of paper. Look. Alternatively, you can use white communion wafers, those little church bread on your food. Now, I've got nothing against that in church, but I don't want body of Christ on the bottom of my cake.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna make a much better variant than that because the cake I'm planning is a bit of that flavor profile. It's going to be ginger, cinnamon, cardamom.
No, you're making Leibkuchen. You can't
Yeah.
slag it and then make it.
But but I'm gonna make it good because in
You're
Sweden,
going to rescue the cake of life.
yeah, I'm gonna rescue it. Yeah, because in Sweden,
You've got a mission.
our ginger cakes, these Christmas-like cakes, they are much heavier spiced, so they're much more aromatic, and this cake will be moist, very moist.
Okay. Do you not like? Have you ever had a Victoria sponge?
Nah, not familiar with that. No.
Sounds like a high class prostitute, doesn't it? What about have you had spotty dick and custard?
No, but I
That
heard
sounds
about
like
it.
a low class prostitute, doesn't it? Oh, I'll tell you what. I bet people in the chat will tell you that spotty dick and custard, even made by your school, is one of the best meals you could ever eat. It's made with what is it? Animal suet, and oh god, it's just a slab of fat in custard. And sometimes the custard was pink. Lemon drizzle cake. Pags. No, we got to stop. So anyway, Pax Max, sorry. I got into baking and I put on about 7 kilos in a few weeks. I haven't baked a cake since. Do you remember I was putting pictures of them up? Say no.
No,
Right.
no. Please present again.
They've long gone. But I was making a cake every night to myself.
Oh, okay.
Full-size chocolate cake with chocolate icing and chocolate inside, and then just eating the whole thing like it was a chocolate bar, you know.
I made a batch of cinnamon buns because I cannot find good cinnamon buns in Germany. They're shit. And if it looks like a cinnamon bun in Germany, it's not a cinnamon bun. They call it Mohnschnecke. So it's filled with these ground up. What are they called? Poppy seeds. Yeah, they fill delicate pastries with poppy seeds and call it a snack, a treat, something sweet.
That weird savoury edge I was talking about.
It's fucking weird. Yeah, I've been fooled twice to buy these. Oh, finally a cinnamon bun because they look just the same, but it's not.
Are you talking about those gorgeous cinnamon? Like I'm gonna put this won't go down too well, but the cinnamon swirl they sell in Starbucks is to die for.
Yeah, it is one. It's a little bit lower, but very wide, and it's
you
a
could
nice,
unravel it. Yeah.
It's a spiral. It's dark filling, intense filling.
There's some
sultanas
so in it, and you can do it with a pint of tea. I used to buy them in packs of 4 from Starbucks, and they'd leave them in the pack for me because I lived over the road from one in Soho. But again, every night, and slowly your belly starts. So you're going to make, they're quite hard to make, that texture, to get that sort of devil's penis kind of texture. That ain't easy.
Can't relate, but I'll take your word for it.
Do you know that in America they do a thing called a Cinnabon? And it's a cinnamon bun, like we're talking about, with the like jism on top of it, but you get like a little cup, tiny little cup of hot, extra pour-on spunk.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah.
Really,
CK does a really good bit about the Cinnabon, about how much he wants it. Oh God, there's nothing like that out here. That'll have to be on my list for Heathrow Airport. I'll just head straight for that Starbucks and just shove a couple in.
Straight from the baggage collection. You just run straight for it. Give me the bun. Give me the bun.
Do you know, Packer? I've never ever had to go to baggage. I've never travelled with a suitcase ever.
Oh dear. Okay.
No, don't need it. Don't need it. The places I go, usually you can buy clothes there for so cheap. You just travel in what you're wearing, and when you get there, buy 3 t-shirts, 5 pairs of pants, a pair of flip-flops,
Good to
half
go.
ounce of methamphetamine, and away you go.
Strapped around your waist. Yeah.
And then think, why did I buy all those spare pants and t-shirts? This one's fine. Do you actually think you're going to be able to pull it off, making a cinnamon bun?
Oh, I already made them. I already posted pictures and everything in
Did you?
Yeah. But that was weeks ago, and that's how I discovered. That's how I discovered how the cinnamon buns just crawl straight to your belly and just start to fluff you up. So I made a little calculation, and I was depressed to know that even a very small, tiny cinnamon bun, that's like 126 calories, and I ate like 6 in an evening.
But there's something about low-fat cakes and sweets. It harbours a lie.
Yeah.
Because I had a girlfriend and she went, right, I'm going to lose weight. And I was like, you're not even fat. Yeah, I want to be skinny. All right, crack on. So she'd get like low-fat cake or something. Low-fat everything, basically. But the body wants the fat. The body wants the sugar. And so what she ended up doing was eating enough of the low-fat version to get the same amount of fat and sugar if she'd have got the original one.
Yeah.
That's, I'd eat a cake that was that big with the right amount of fat and sugar in it, and she'd eat 3 of them because that's what she craved.
Yeah. I've quit all of those light stuff. Just fuck it. I have real butter, real milk, and real coconut milk in my food, and it's like proper stuff.
Yeah.
If you skimp on it, you're just gonna overuse it, and
there you go.
It's gonna taste bland. So why not? If you're gonna eat it, it better be good. It better be the best.
And having pleasure around food and it not being like that you're overthinking food, that's where people end up with eating disorders. And eating disorders aren't always anorexia and bulimia. It's just an over disproportionate consideration of numbers. And it can change your mood terribly. When you put a meal down, you eat it and you're not satisfied. And that can set you off,
Yeah. Then you're gonna start for just a little extra this time.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna be 2 extra next time, and then we're on the slippery slope.
I'll tell you what,
eat the good stuff, right amount.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. There was no fat. I doubt there was anywhere near the amount of fat people in England as there are now. When my nan was alive, when she'd put a slab of butter on the toast, the thing that margarine really is the devil's spunk, and I mean that, because when someone says to me, "Oh, I've got some muffins," or "I've got some crumpets," I don't know if you know what crumpets are. They're classic British kind of. They're quite weird, actually. They look a little bit like a zoomed up skin pores of your nose. They've got loads of holes in them going down. But crumpets and jam are just delightful. Cup of tea, crumpets, jam, but you put butter on first, right? So you go around someone's house, or you're staying there for a couple of days, and when you're staying at someone else's house, you want a bit of comfort food because you're a little bit out of your comfort zone, or literally you are. Oh, should we have some crumpets? You're like, yeah, love some. And then they come over and you can see all the butter melting into them, and they've got a big lump of strawberry jam on top. You think, oh, lovely. You have a swiggy of tea, lovely. You pick it up, you put it in your mouth here, and it's margarine. And you just sort of go,
yeah.
It's really unpleasant. And you built me up.
Yes. With the bait and switch. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll eat a bit of white bread and butter, like toast, but
Yeah.
I can't eat white bread with marge on it. Not a chance. It's because that bread is just a butter vehicle for me at that stage. So if you take that bit out, anyway, we've gone very foodie. Let's get back to you. So your cinnamon buns, were they successful?
They were a smashing success. Yeah.
And at what point did you say you've got to stop making these because you ain't stopping eating them?
Well, at the point when I realized that I cannot continue eating 6, so no more cinnamon buns for half a year.
How many times did you make them and eat them all to yourself?
Well, in Germany once.
Okay. And you, how big was one? I want to get an idea of how big 6 is.
Yeah, it was actually small. It was what is this? Like 3? No, wait. Let's see. Yeah, the paper cup was 68 millimeter.
Okay, so
it's not even 3-inch diameter,
that's no drama. That's all right.
Yeah, but it's 126 calories.
So are you on a calorie-controlled diet?
No, but
So why do you worry about...
eating 6 of them will put you in a zone where.
Oh, hang on. So 6 of them is 6 times 126.
Yeah,
That's the mistake I've made.
Like a half day's worth of calories.
And I'm thinking you're not going running and you're not lifting weights, so
No,
that's
not really.
just sitting in your stomach. And
yeah,
I was much the same with the cakes. And also I didn't start by learning to bake. I was getting the mixes, just pour it into a bowl, crack a couple of eggs in it, put the blender in it, chuck it in a cake tin and put it in the oven.
And she's a good one, yeah.
Yeah,
and then I do it from scratch, absolute scratch, everything.
Yeah,
well, not everything. This weekend I made a Thai red curry, and I was cheating and using paste, curry paste.
Yeah, but they do in Thailand as well, in fairness.
Oh, they do?
I mean, yeah, my missus will make a tom yum from scratch. She cuts all the lemongrass and gets all the Thai basil and all that. But it's a fucking palaver when you can just get the paste and get a spoonful in the pan. But did you not find that Thai... Did you buy a pot of Thai curry paste or just a sachet for one dish?
I took 3 sachets for
Okay.
but not for a one dish, but that was for like a whole bucket full.
Because if I've made the mistake in the past, not out here, but when I lived in the squat, of buying a pot of curry paste and you put it in your fridge and everything smells of red curry, very pungent.
Oh.
You know, we'd get our fruit out in the evening. There was 8 of us. We'd always... I missed you.
Breaking up.
All right. Let me know when I'm back.
Yeah, back.
Am I back? Right. So, what was I rambling about?
How the curry paste makes everything stink.
Yeah. So every night in that squat, we'd all chop up a lot of carrots and fruit to make a juice, and with the old juicer. And for about 4 days, we were having like red Thai curry fruit juices. And then someone said,
that's pungent.
Gotta go. It when you buy it, it's sealed like perfectly airtight.
Yeah.
So, and then one day, let's make a Thai curry. And that's it. The beast is alive in your fridge then. Yeah. Everything. You'd have your cornflakes in the morning and the milk. Even when you're pouring the milk, you're like, is that galangal? Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
that's okay. That's excessive. Yeah.
So how was your red Thai curry? You done well, did you?
It was excellent. Yeah. But I was
Made your own
always
rice?
what, my own rice.
Yeah, not grew it, but did you
No,
cook it?
no. I cooked rice. Yeah.
And how did you, what, rice cooker or in a pan?
No, in just a pot. You boil the water. You put the rice
Well,
in.
there's
You
many
wash the
ways.
rice and put the hot water on the rice and let it stand for 10 minutes.
Okay, that's that version. I've got a rice cooker here because my missus obviously eats rice every day,
Ah, yeah.
and it's brilliant. You rinse the rice, pour it in it, pour some water in it, shut the lid. 15 minutes later, open the lid, and you've got loads of rice.
Ding! Perfect. Yeah.
And now she stopped eating white rice. She's on the brown rice, which is fucking rank. It's really not what you want.
Yeah, I've tried it a few times, and I don't know. It's really, I don't think it's that much healthier.
Well, white rice is essentially just starch. It's just there's nothing of any use in it. A little bit of energy, I suppose.
There's a
But
lot of energy in it, but it's starch based. So
when you've got a curry, you want to be able to put a mouthful of that in to tame it a little bit.
yeah,
Like
it tastes
over here,
better.
they pick it up
It tastes
with their
proper
hand.
with rice.
Mhm.
Yeah, it tastes proper with rice. If you
Exactly, with
can
white
eat it.
rice.
Yeah, you can eat it like a stew, but it's not proper.
No, fuck that. The Cambodians eat rice with their hands. They put their hand in it, they roll it into a ball, and that's how they eat it. But you can't with brown rice; it doesn't hold in a ball.
Ah,
And none of her family will eat it. They're thinking I've turned her all sort of bourgeois with her fancy rice. She turned up in the provinces once with a bag of wild rice, like some of it's like that long and black, black bits, red bits.
okay.
And all the kids were just like, nah, where's the rice? Where's the rice? It's there. No, I want rice. And, they bring their 10 kilos of rice out that they cook every day, and it all
On
gets
the
eaten.
shoulder,
Yeah,
huge sacks.
Oh, my missus was working the rice paddies when she was about 5 years old, with her legs covered in leeches.
Well, they have these nasty. They have these nasty animals that creeps around in the water and just attack your.
Yeah.
Yeah,
awful work, back-breaking work because you're bent over all day long,
hunched over all freaking day. That's crazy stuff.
And I said to her, "How much did you get paid?" Right, and she was working 6 days a week, full day, which over here is about 9 hours, 10 hours. She said nothing, but they give you a bag of rice.
Okay,
and when I said to her, "That's shit," she said, "No, whole family can eat." And then you think, oh.
Yeah, that's several days worth for, if it's a big bag, or like a bag for a child at least.
So why did you start cooking? Did you just one day think, I need to do something else?
No. I always been cooking, but I started to make maybe a little bit more effort. Everything has become a bit repetitive and making the same things over and over. So let's make different things. Try more effort in making different things than just the same.
Pax Max, are you ready to, and this isn't an offer, by the way, are you ready to find a new partner?
Would be nice, but I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Okay. How long's it been now?
It's 3 years and some, I think. Yeah.
What about just sex? Or are you not interested in casual sex?
Seems interesting, but I don't know. I'm feeling a bit afraid of sex now. Maybe I don't know because
Okay.
I remember the start with with my wife, sex wasn't difficult. It was just hard to come.
Yeah.
But then, as our connection grew stronger, then of course everything
Yeah.
went normal. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking with a new woman, I don't know.
Well, you've got to go through all that. There's two things in there. You've got the novelty of a new woman that can do it, but then that fades. And then you've got to build up that communication and develop a sex life together. And that takes time. That's where most men fuck up. They, I said to a mate the other day, and I mean this, now this could get clipped and make me look terrible. I said, one of the biggest mistakes men make with their actual girlfriend is they forget to treat them like a whore. Now, I know that sounds terrible, but it's actually true, because what men will go out on a one-night stand and hold her ponytails and fuck her, and which women like. Men and women have been having sex like that for years. No one has sex like the movies. I've never had sex like that. I watch Hollywood films. I've never gone, oh. No, I'm fucking getting there, put the forearm on her neck. You're having trouble breathing, you bitch. And they love it. They orgasm and orgasm and orgasm. There might be some who don't like that, who are abused as kids or whatever, or there might be some who like that more because they're abused as kids. And I'm not even joking. That's just reality of life. But what men do is suddenly treat their wife or girlfriend as they don't want to treat them as a sex object. And that's so insulting to your wife. Why is every other woman a sex object? Why can you sit at home with your
Why are you leaving me out of this?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Why with me is it like missionary? I love you, honey. I love you. Fucking snorting Viagra in the toilet on the sly every 5 minutes. And it's like, no. Let them have it. Let them absolutely have it. But we both did laugh when I said that to him, because we were talking. I just said, the problem is men forget to treat their girlfriends like a whore. And we were cracking up. But I do mean it. And I'm not joking. I mean it. It's obviously a bit more nuanced than that. But and that's like you said, you're a bit afraid of sex. But I doubt I bet, well, I'm not going to speak for you. I'll put it to you. Would you be more afraid having sex with a girl you'd been dating or a prostitute?
Oh, that's a tough one. I'd say probably a girlfriend I've been dating, because
I think so.
Because if I fuck up somewhere, it's over. But with the prostitute, it's always over. So
it's never started, has it?
hasn't even started. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. Well, like the sex is fine, but the coming part was hard in the beginning. Yeah,
I mean, coming. Penetrative sex it gets very boring. It does get boring, and that's in my life. I find that's what I can do in the early parts of a relationship, when it's the honeymoon period, which is when, evolutionary speaking, you should be ejecting into them. 2 years down the line, you're going to have trouble coming with the same bird. At that point, you've got to have developed a relationship together where she knows what you like, you know what she likes, and you've got something going on. Like at the moment, I would rather fuck my missus, who I've been with for 5 years, than any other woman in the world, because I'm too old, and there's too much temptation out here for me not to be honest with her. I can go out tonight and within 5 minutes I can have a storming hot bird in my room ready to do anything I want for 30 quid. So unless my sex life with my missus is working, it ain't going to last. And so thankfully it is working.
Yeah, I bet.
It's
that's
fantastic.
quite quite the pressure on the girlfriend, isn't it?
Yeah, well, luckily she was a whore though, so it made it a bit easier.
Well, then
That's
it's
how I
even
met
worse,
her.
maybe, because she actually knows exactly how easy it is to slip up or slip in or whatever.
Little Bullet said, that reminds me, I've got a Bakewell tart in the oven. Yeah, I just want to know what bit of that conversation reminded you of that, Bullet. That's a bit, sorry about the bad timing. Hello, Snoopy. Hello, Vesper Check. Hello, Vincent. Hello, Baz. Right. Anything
right.
else you'd like to share with us? Hello, Woodsman. Woodsman has a 5-a-day smoothie every morning. It's easy. Yeah, well, you put a bit of Thai curry paste in that and tell me it's easy. Della says when you're dieting, you'll always think of food. Yeah, you obsess over it. Absolutely right, Della. Nice to see you, Della. Hello, Void. Everyone's talking about food. Look how it goes.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So once you get on the gravy train, it gets you
Look.
salivating.
Said Matt Mott and Bailey crumpet. I thought that was something you built houses with, Mott and Bailey, or is that Dabble and
Mortar and
Warble?
bricks and Mott and Bailey, yeah, whatever. It's the same.
No, there's something called Wattle and Daub. Yeah, well, that's still not the same. Anything else you'd like to share with us, Max?
Yeah, the latest happenings to return me to normal is I've been kind of looking for some kind of treatment here in Germany, and it has been really a dry spell on those treatments. Everybody promises in 3 weeks, but nothing happens. But now I have at least a date set. So in June there is a little event for me to try to sort out the problem with the head meats.
Hello, Abstract Steve. Hello, Truth Over Lies. Did I say hello, Snoopy? When you say event, do you mean a group event or a one-to-one event?
It's both. It's like a clinic, I would say, or a treatment center or some facility. I don't know. I've never been there.
And how long are you there for?
It's going to be planned at least 5 weeks. Could be longer, could be shorter.
Oh, Christ. You're going away to some kind of mental rehabilitation clinic.
Yeah. They need to straighten me out.
Wow.
Yeah. Gonna be committed.
I'm telling you what, that takes some balls. It takes some real balls to do that. I really think so. I really think so. I'll tell you now, I mean, I've done rehabs. It's really challenging.
Yeah. Considering your rehab stories, if that is the same event or same threshold to get a good one within psychiatry, then I should be proper nervous, I guess. But at this point, I'm just happy to get anything at the moment, because I don't get anything otherwise. So something is better than nothing, I think.
No, you're right. No, I wouldn't worry too much about that side of it, because the problem with substance rehabilitation is usually more connected to the detox than the rehabilitation, and so you won't have to go through that. What makes it difficult is you've got to be honest with yourself in a way you never have. And it's really hard work. I'm not trying to put you off. I'm actually saying this to you to inspire you. But you'll be in a room with 15, 20 strangers with a therapist, say, and they'll have done all their notes on you. They'll know all about you. And then one day you'll be there and you don't know these people, and you'll be thinking, oh, this is quite a nice day. It's quite nice here. Breakfast was good. And then she'll suddenly turn around and go, right, Pax Max. Well, she's not going to call you that, but, right, Mr. X, tell us about, and it will be something that you don't want to talk about in front of loads of strangers. And they're experts at it. And every time you try and divert and lie, not lie to deceive, but be dishonest. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, tell the truth. I want to talk about, not what they're actually asking for.
Yeah. The body language people call it. Like they use the analogy of the fighter pilot who when you've got a missile on you, you drop chaff and redirect. So you drop all the shit out so that the missile hits that. It's much the same. They'll ask you something about situation A, and you'll just talk about something else, and they'll say, no, what? Why do you keep doing this? Why won't you even mention it? And for 5 weeks, and it's all day, every day.
Yeah. To make matters even more interesting or worse, it has been just completely impossible to find treatment in Germany in Swedish, of course, but also even in English. It's very hard to find these clinics. And the problem with this clinic is they have promised me perfect English on the one-to-one with a psychologist or psychiatrist or whatever I'm talking to. I don't know these people. But then they said the group therapy will be in German, and no habla Germanese.
Is your German not up to that?
No.
When
I can describe a lot of things with amplifiers and voltages and currents and phase angles and.
All right. When is this rehab coming? How long away is it?
It's in June.
So wouldn't it be maybe worth getting some tuition?
Yeah, that's actually an idea. But at the moment, it's very hard for me to commit to anything because I flake on it. Even if I promise myself,
you committed to that. And if I've just started. Well, I flaked on it and put it off to this coming month. But I've got a Khmer teacher that we do it online, and we had our introduction one. And I said I'll talk to you at the beginning of March because February is too busy, and that wasn't a lie. But you could get someone like that just to get your German up to a level. Because you're going to use that as an excuse. You'll be in that room going, "Oh, sorry, I didn't understand it." And if you can't talk German, if you're not up to that level, it's going to be really frustrating for you not to be able to join in. You're not going to get the most out of it, are you?
No. I'm definitely not going to get much at the moment as it feels. The group sessions will be a whole bunch of listening and a lot less understanding and even less talking.
That's a tragedy because the group is where the work's done, because it's much better coming from your peers than it is a therapist. If you're only going to get if it's only going to be good in the one-to-one situations, you might as well fuck it off and just go and see someone one-to-one.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Because that'll drive you mad. It's almost like you've deliberately found a barrier. I won't have to deal with it in front of people. I'll deal with it with a professional. But if you're just listening, you're not going to understand what they're saying. You're not going to be able to join in.
Yeah, that is at the moment the level we're at. But like I said, I've been for 2 years. I've been chasing any kind of treatment, and this is the closest or only one I got. So I have to do it no matter what how bad it is, because at least it's something.
And I absolutely agree with you. I just think it would make sense to get some German tuition before you go.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it could largely be a waste of time.
Yeah. I need to focus on the primarily things to learn words. Because the grammar structure, all that is not that important. I think in the beginning, as important as the words. Because if I don't have the words, I have fuck nothing. But if I have the words, then I could sort of, I don't know, use my hands and explain where, why, after, on top, or under, or yeah.
I've been in rehab with people in English-speaking rehabs where their first language wasn't English. They didn't know all the different tenses, but they could explain themselves, and that was enough. So that would be my advice. But well done for going for that.
Yeah.
You look terrified.
Yeah. Well, it's every time I think about it, it's yeah. I'm looking
Well,
forward.
at least make it worth its while. Get some German
Yeah.
lessons. 2 hours a week's nothing.
Oh, will that even make a difference? I don't know.
Oh well,
I get about 2 hours of workout when talking to receptionist on all of the freaking places I visit every week and getting nothing done. So
well, my Khmer teacher reckons in 6 months I'll be able to speak Khmer. There's no tenses. There's no verb tenses. Now, point
Right.
being, as you just said, you don't need them. You don't have to go in there and say, "Oh, when I was this, blah blah blah. I would like to one day, perhaps." No, but if you can just say the basics, they'll understand you.
Yep. That's yeah. More words.
Worth thinking about. But well done, man. Well, you know that. I said it earlier. I think I said at the beginning of the stream. If nothing changes, nothing changes. So if you don't do something about your situation, we'll be talking in 5 years, and you'll be telling me the same problems.
Yeah.
And that's that. I don't think your wife would want that for you. I never met her, but I think you know that.
I don't want that for me, and frankly, I don't have that much time.
Yeah, no, you're right. All right, mate. Listen, lovely to talk to you. A real
Yes.
pleasure.
I appreciate your time
If
too.
you want to ask me anything or talk to me, you know where I am. I don't know what help I can give, but I've done plenty of that kind of thing. All right, mate.
Yeah.
Look after yourself.
You too.
Ta-da,
Bye
mate.
bye.
Pax Max people, the baking. I wanted to call him Bavarian then, but he doesn't like his Labe cooking. Mousecat dropped a 5 spot in a while back. He said, sent you an interesting video earlier about how Asian women like Western guys and Western ladies get upset about it. I know that for a fact. Obviously, I've spent the majority of my adult life having Western women absolutely gutted about how much Western men like Asian women. But it's large. You know, they say, oh, it's because they're submissive. No, they're not. Oh, it's because they're this. No, I'll tell you what it is. It's because they're feminine. They haven't bought the bullshit. But I'll definitely have a look at that Mousecat. Nice one. I'll check that out. I'm assuming it's on Telegram. I'll have a look. Thanks for the donation. A nice one for that. Right, a couple of donations, and I'm going to then. Oh, actually, I've got a little surprise for you. What's the? Oh, it's nearly 3:00 in the morning. I've still got to go to Super Duper. I haven't read my fucking novel. Never going to get rid of this fucking rate. I'm just sorting out a surprise. I'm not just ignoring you. That would be ridiculous. Labe cooking. Right, hang on a minute, people. Let me find this. There's someone lurking who's now going, oh, God. Hang on. Let me just see if I can find this. Oh, here we go. Fuck's sake. I thought I was going to. I might have got this all around my neck. No, that's it. Right, I might have the wrong year, but we'll see. So, right, hold tight that. How long is it? Nearly 5 minutes. Okay. Okay, that's all wrapped up. Right. It looks like Matt and someone else is who I don't recognize. Don't forget me, Devon Tracy, iHypocrite on iHypocrite's channel. I think it's Tuesday afternoon for you lot. I will be putting it in my Telegram and on my Twitter. Links to both of those in the description. That'll be a cracking show, trust me. Us three together will have a proper laugh. Let me just check over there. What's the fuck's going on here? I'm having a fucking piss take. Wait, listen to this. Entropy sent me an email and said, would you like to talk to us? We're doing a thing on our channel where we're interviewing YouTubers about entropy. And I wrote back and I said, yeah, I'd love to. I thought wicked. you know, get on the Entropy show. That'll get me some new subs. So I said, yeah, I'd love to. So they wrote back to me, and it was like, yeah, it's just an in-house thing where we can just chat to people who use Entropy, and how we can improve it. It's not even being published. I'm feeling a bit weird about how I'm going to blow that one out. I'm just going to say to them, nah. No. How could you improve it? There's nothing wrong. It's fine. It's fine. I just don't get enough. That would be all I'd say. Right, hang on. I've got to scan down loads here. But that show with me, you've seen me and Devon, we get on like an house on fire. Did I see Livy there? Hello, Livy. Hello, Visionary Companion. Hello, JP. Right, hang on. Steve Cray's on the phone as well. Nice one, Vesper Check, for that 10 spot. Much appreciated, Kaku. And there's one from my Stay High Canadian friend. Well done, as always, lad and Scrubs. Is the rumour of another financial meltdown worth discussion here? Well, not right now, Matt, because I'm about to go. But much like the climate, hello, John. Much like the climate, the economy swells and drains and swells and drains, and it always has. I mean, you know, there's so much money in the countries like America and England that, you know, these meltdowns, so-called meltdowns, they're largely controlled, aren't they? Poor people lose out and the rich get richer. But that is changing because of investments, because of the internet, which luckily came 20 years earlier. Matt, if you've got any more details, bring them to the next stream, and we can always have a talk about the economy. I mean, my free trade is looking quite healthy at the moment. Unfortunately, I've got to pay a lot of corporation tax, not for my main business, but for my little business that I had to set up so that my main business could pay me in a more tax efficient way, which it has, but it's, instead of being spread out, it's all in one big heap. And I haven't got that kind of money sitting around. So I've got to sell stocks that I was keeping for the missus so that when I cark it, she's not skinned. Life, man. Life's a bastard. But first world problems. Am I eating tonight? Yes. Have I got a roof over my head? Yes. Do I like it out here? Yes. Am I in love with my girlfriend? Yes. Did she buy a PVC maid's outfit? Yes. Does she look good in it? Yes. Too good. She was a bit upset that it took her about 40 minutes to get it on. And then it took me about 3 minutes to get it off, if you know what I mean. Boom, boom. Oh, we're having fun. Right, where are we? Don't you dare say that. Are you joking? Yeah, but surely on businesses, I can't afford that. That'll put me out of business, Mouse Cat. Oh, God, going up to 20. I thought you said going up 25%. Oh, my life. Yeah, I thought you must have that wrong. And no, I read it wrong. It's a con, isn't it? Corporation tax. They take your fucking money. They put VAT on it. You spend your money. You pay more VAT. That ain't making sense. So they tax you when they give it to you. They tax you when you spend it. They tax you on your income tax. And then they tax you on your profits. Well, how am I meant to run this business? How am I meant to earn any money here? Oh, I see. Work harder and get less. Great. People, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'll see you with Devon Tracy, and I hypocrite. I'll spread it all over my social media. Links to my social media down there. If you're not on them, the ones you want to get on are Telegram and Twitter, because they're the ones I'm busy on. Well, busier. But when we had SUBSTACK, I missed 2 tunes. So far, it's been 2. Ugh, Ugh, Ugh the second, and Tech Roach. Now, Tech Roach has been going through an absolute hell of a bad life for the last few years, honestly. There seems to be a bit of light at the end of the tunnel. It's not my place to tell you what he's been going through, but it's the worst kind of stuff. You know, we're talking children and the system taking all his money and prioritizing women, and it's just jokes. The poor bastard, honestly. It's like he'd done everything. It's not my place to tell you, but you can guess. Speaking of which, I will be streaming with 42 about men's rights, and that'll be an interesting stream. I think we've scheduled that. I got an email from him. I think that's going to be next Wednesday. So not this Wednesday, next Wednesday. And don't think, men's rights, it's all a bit 2017, because it isn't. When me and him talked about it on air, is that he comes at it from a very different angle. He's got some stuff that will blow your mind. Anyway, so the music we're going to lead out with tonight is Tech Roach's song that he was meant to be in Scrubstock 2. So massive apology. See you later, Snoopy. Hello, Charlie. Hello, Nigel. So apologies to Tech Roach for missing your tune out for Scrubstock 2. There's nothing I can do about that but play it now, as I told you I would. And I'll be doing the same with Ugg the Second when he finally tune. Another Donatiati, how very kind. Oh, there he is. Have you sent me your tune again? Send me your tune again and I'll play your one out next time. I mean, Tech Roach says that he's often lurking, or if not, he watches the streams later. So I've got his one set up, but send me your one, because as I said to you, I checked your email and I haven't got another email from you with a song attached, so I never got it. But I'm not blaming you, but it was your fault. Nice one on the 2 Bond. So this is Tech Roach's tune. It's called Atom Lust Sombrero. I don't know whether the band is... It's a video as well. I don't know. I hope it's not copyright material. I don't know whether the band is Atom Lust and the song is called Sombrero. I think so, because they're that way round. Anyway, let's check it out. He said he sampled me in it, so that could be a bit awkward for me. Let me know if you can hear it, because you probably won't be able to, judging on what happened at the beginning of the stream. And here we go. It's been an absolute pleasure, people. I want to thank everyone who donated. You don't understand how significant those donations are to me at the minute. I'm in a little bit of a swizz. I want to thank the boy, Cray, and Rags for looking after the place. And most of all, I want to thank all of you lot for keep coming back here. I love streaming. It's an absolute pleasure. I will be getting back to more regular streaming, but I am getting my novel actually finished. So you can't do everything, can you? Here's Tech Roach, and it's a video too. Let me know you can hear it. Ta-ta. Can you hear it? Cheers, Vincent. Linda. Hello, Alan. I'm just going to find your super chat out. Cheers, Al. Sorry I missed that earlier, mate. Good to see you. I might be able to sort that out, Investor Check. Hello, Wolfie. I didn't know you were here, son. Yeah, there's that baseline you're waiting for. Shoot on sight, fire a wheel and shoot the field. DJ Danger in that first goal. I'll put the link in the chat when it's finished, Tony. Well, Tech Roach absolutely dropped the house down, didn't he? I mean, not my cup of tea. I wouldn't choose to listen to it, but I recognised my own voice in there, which was quite strange. But a lot of people absolutely loved it. There you go, people. I've just put the link in the chat. Nice. Hello, what's her name? Hello, darling Glinda. Sorry, Tech Roach and Ugg. Well, me and Ugg have come to a different arrangement of what happened there. I'm still here. It's weird, isn't it? Just a bloke in a room. I'm going to super duper to look at a totty. See you later. I'll see you on our Hypocrites show. Look out for the links in Telegram and Twitter. Get on them. It'll be a cracker. What button do I press to get out of here?